9:30.
All right, go ahead, Mike. Whoa, Jason Lloyd. Let's go to the summer league.
The only one smarter than me when it comes to the Cavs, Jason Lloyd. What's up, Jason? Who joins us from Las Vegas?
Jason, are you sober right now?
Of course.
Of course he is.
It is 9:30 in the morning.
I've been up since 6 here. I've been up for 3 hours already. It's been a very low-key trip.
Are you excited? Who are you most excited to watch play for the Cavs in the summer league today?
Tell the truth.
Really? You gonna make me pick somebody?
Yep. Mm-hmm. That's what we're doing.
I mean, if I'm being honest, the answer is nobody. But if you're gonna make me pick, actually, I'm going to throw you a curve. Who I'm most interested to see today is actually DJ Burns because he's lost a ton of weight.
We wanted him to be fat. I like a fat guy.
That guy ain't going to last in the NBA. DJ's lost a lot of weight since we last saw him, so I'm just curious to see what he looks like and how he moves on the floor. Sorry, G, I know you want me to say Emoni. I am not going to say Emoni.
Hey, listen, here's the thing. You didn't see the first half. I've adopted DJ Burns. I'm like, he's the body that I want to get to. Like, I'm gonna get tips. I got his old body. I want his new body. So DJ Burns, I'm interested. I like him. He's a good passer. He got a unique skill set. I want to see DJ Burns too. Now, how many of these guys got an opportunity to really make a roster? Because the Cavs, let's be clear, the Cavs got ball players, right?
Yeah. This is a stacked roster, and that's, DJ Burns probably has an uphill battle to make this team. He's just got a summer league invite at this point. Craig Porter Jr. obviously emerged last year. He's back on this roster. He'll be on this team next year. They brought Luke Travers over, a draft pick from a few years ago. They're going to take a look at him this summer. Obviously, Emoni's still floating out there. If you're looking for someone on this roster to make a significant impact on this team this year, I just don't see it. I go back to what, we had these during the Emoni Wars last summer. It's like, guys, he's not going to play. Like, if he plays, something has gone wrong. And that's how I sort of feel about this again. If any of these guys are playing big-time minutes for a stretch, and we saw Craig Porter play really well in small bursts, but if you're relying on these guys to carry you for 3 weeks or a month, that's because something has gone tragically wrong. So the vast majority of the guys that you see in these games aren't going to be on NBA rosters. This is really sort of a fun event. Certainly, it's a good opportunity for some of these guys to try and latch on with teams. It's a quick early look at some of the high draft picks. Obviously, Bronny James is going to be a lot of eyeballs on him, even though he was a second rounder. And that's really the extent of it. If we're really being honest of what's really at stake, that's really it.
All right, Jason, couple things. First things first, man. Don't ever go back to Vegas and leave your boy behind. We like 2 peas in a pod now. You should have took me with you.
That's fair.
But when it comes to like Jaylon Tyson, right? We know a lot of the things that he does well. He can create his own shot. He's a great slasher and things like that. But his Achilles heel is his jump shot is a little bit slow. Jordan Ott is known as a tactician who's coaching the Cavs Summer League team this year. What fine-tune improvements? And I know it's been a short window from the time he's been drafted until now. But what are you looking forward to seeing from him in particular?
I am curious to see what his shot looks like. I don't know that it's going to look drastically different than it did a month ago. Obviously, you're right. They haven't had a lot of time with him. I probably should have picked Jaylen as the guy I'm most interested to see over DJ. It's because I think people are going to be shocked to see what he looks like now, because when you look at what he looked like at NC State. But obviously for what the Cavs need and they're, what they're trying to get out of this, Jaylen is a guy that could get rotation minutes. I don't know if it's going to happen right at the start of the season, but certainly, they have a real need still on the wing, and he's got the size and the physical ability to fill that. I do want to see what his offensive game looks like. It's so hard to really know what transfers and what doesn't from this setting. This is not a great setting. This is not a replica of NBA games. It's really just a first look at guys. And I remember Anthony Bennett had great summer league games, and you see where that led to and what that meant. So a bad performance doesn't mean disaster, and a great performance certainly doesn't mean superstardom lies ahead. It's really just an opportunity to get an early look at these guys.
Jason, real quick to wrap it up. We've seen in the WNBA, Caitlin Clark taking a lot of cheap shots this year. Part of it's because the players are annoyed that she's getting so much hype. You mentioned Bronny. He's getting way more hype than a typical second-round pick. Usually second-round picks don't get mentioned at all. even though it's LeBron's son, you think there's some cheap shots coming his way?
No, these are guys. No, and this is why not in summer league, because these are guys who are fighting for their careers.
But during the season, you think it'll happen?
Well, during the season, that's different.
Yeah.
But for what you're talking about in summer league, these are guys just trying to fight for a job and fight for. They're not worried about that. But I do think I mentioned this on the show a couple weeks ago. He's been dealing with this his whole life. His name's LeBron James Jr. He's taken guys since he picked up a basketball and said, "I'm coming for you.
Yeah.
You think you're so tough? Let's see what you got." So I do think that that's something that he's dealt with and he'll have to continue to deal with.
All right, Jason, have fun in Vegas. We'll talk to you next time.
All right, man.
All right. See you next week,
Our buddy
guys.
Jason Lloyd out in Vegas. We'll see him back in studio next week.